What's up? Get into this right now. Give me 1 second. Let's let everyone join up. It's beautiful. What's up, everyone? It's popping. Let a couple people join up first, and then we'll right into this. Boom. There we go. All right. I was worried with 2 viewers for a second. I didn't like it. But we'll jump on into it. Let's hit 10 viewers. Okay, we're there. But yeah, let's pop into it. If you guys are looking at this is GA. I got fucked over last week. Last week was my first no trade week of the year. Just didn't see a lot. We'll kind of go over it right now. I'll show you guys how some pairs were just not moving the way I'd like it to. Going into this new week, I am seeing some good movement already, which is a good sign. Again, we got to end the week or end the month pretty strong. We got about a week and a half left, so I'd consider this the last week, but you may not. But again, GA was my only opportunity, and we got missed out by, I believe, is a point. Okay, I had a limit set down here at these buys, at this demand. The idea behind it is, okay, price on the 4-hour has clearly made or had its pullback on this 4-hour range. I'm not saying price is going to buy all the way up, but short term, we are looking to capitalize on a possible pullback of this 4-hour leg that broke a decent area of structure. Okay, so I'm looking for price to possibly pull back into here. It could go further up. It could come into here, come down. But again, the overall long term, what's going to happen, I don't care about that. It's really about the short term. That's where I saw a nice area of demand. Set entries, it was nice. We had Tokyo lows right here as a form of liquidity. Again, I need to see someone lose to be able to get in. Again, point price missed me by a point. It actually hit my limit, but price a lot of times, if you guys know, when you set limits, it needs to come in your limit by a couple points to be able to set it. But price ran from there. Kind of sucks. I would already be out on 2 of my accounts, just at like 2.5%. And I would have ran this up for about a 9 RR on my live account, which would have been to this equilibrium. I'm not saying price would have got there, but I have a pretty good conviction that price will. But as price now plays out, I could look for possible re-entries as price continues to break structure. One thing I'm kind of hesitant on is this area of supply here. Okay, we're having a nice inspection of that. We could end up coming down, respecting some type of demand, flying back up, but I'm going to need some pretty strong conviction before I hop into all that. So I would have liked to see a break of this high. That would give me a little bit more of a, again, that's the last high that led to, these lower levels. So we'll see. We'll see a GA. Oh no, I need to get a full weekly breakdown before I really hop into anything. But GJ was horrible last week. GJ was just absolutely rancid. I was expecting this pullback. Again, a lot of times I'm just looking for pullbacks into equilibrium. Price was just making these weird legs of structure. We had this, I believe, which was news, and then price was just not giving me what I wanted, just kind of ranging. Same with EU. EU kind of ranged for a good while within this 15-minute and 30-minute. I was looking for either a break to the downside or a break to the upside. As you see, we got a break to the upside. What does that mean? That I can expect, again, another pullback of some sort. So once price kind of shifts structure on the lower time frames, which could be sooner than later, which would be like this. Like if I got a break of this low, I could look for short-term sells into this area down here. But we'll see. We'll see. So nothing like yet. What's up? I got no chatters today, or what? Like, what's up? What's up? What are you guys looking at? It's probably everyone from my Instagram lurking and shit. I always think about that. I was thinking about that today. Like people from I used to go to school with. It's like, fucking, what do they think about when they watch me? What are you guys looking at? GU. I know some people trade. Like, does it? What one of the pairs you guys trade? Jer, I don't know about Jer. Jer, we're looking like sells, to be honest. Had a nice play on Jer last week that I called for you guys. I don't know if it was this one. May have been. I don't know. I got 17 viewers. Where are my chatters? Like, what the fuck is this? There we go. I like that, Ross. Ross is the man. Everyone else is fake as fuck. Let's peep it. Let's peep it, Ross. What's up, Dave? You said we're at a demand on USD JPY on what time frame? Maybe the daily? 4 hour? I think I went over USD JPY last week. And I don't know, I'm not like getting anything on USD JPY. Like if I were to play the lower time frame still, like the 4 hour, I would be expecting buys at some point, but I would really be like waiting right now. I would honestly want to wait for like a break of this high to play those 4 hour pullbacks, or you could play even lower time frame pullback and play this 15-minute leg and know that at some point price needs to pull back within this lower time frame leg, so you can look at the 5-minute and see if you can find like some type of liquidation that leads to a break of a high, and then you can try to enter off that. But like for me, I personally am not gonna touch you. I mean, in general, I don't trade it, but sells US30. What's your bias on that, Dave? I don't know if that's the Dave I know. I think it is. If you guys are here, drop a like. There's only one like and 19 of you. Come on, come on. You guys know me by now. But I can see US30 selling off. But again, like I'm not really trading that right now. What I'm really waiting for, excited for, is EU to really start kind of making some lower time frame structure. GG, I'm still not seeing much. GJ, I wanted to see a break of this high, and then I would have capitalized on a pullback possibly. But again, like structure is just not clear to me. Why? Because price was ranging through here. This was the last high that led to the break of the low, right? So we're trading within this range. So you guys got to remember, this is the last high. This is the last low, meaning I don't want to see a break of either this high or this low to really have an accurate like reading. This leg here, yes, it pushed up, but that didn't give me confirmation that price was going to go up. This could have just been a pullback on this, bearish leg, and we could have just sold off from here. Obviously, that wasn't the case. We sold off a bit and kind of started ranging in here, which is some fucking bullshit. But that's just how trading is. So really waiting for that breakout is, key. But what I want to know is I'm going to start a pull right now. You guys see it right now. Since, give me 1 second. And make sure I spell something right. Hope that makes sense. I hope. Would you be capable of not taking a trade for a whole week? I want to know because, again, last week I did not take a single trade. But going back to like early on, I couldn't see myself not going a day without taking a trade. So I want to know if you guys really would be able to be patient. I feel like some of you would, maybe some of you not. I'm just curious. But again, like some people's systems kind of won't allow you to not trade for the entire week. Like there's going to be a setup of some sort, right? But guys, I'm not saying it's going to be a slow night tonight, but I mean, if we can get a euro sell, I mean, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot for it. Going to shoot for these pullbacks. Again, I like that we kind of came up, liquidated this high almost. We made a new high here and liquidated it at the same time. And it's actually only considered a liquidation, or at least to me, if price continues to sell off, make a new low, and then we can look to capitalize on these right here. Beautiful supply sitting here as well. But again, like I would only target the equilibrium of this 4-hour leg just because price doesn't have to sell off yet. But what price could do is we could get in those sells and price could end up fulfilling this weekly pullback. But again, that's too risky because it doesn't have to fulfill that weekly pullback. You guys gotta remember that. So it's always key to make sure you know what time frame you're trading that pullback within, like what leg you're trading, right? What's up, Jocko? What are you doing? What are you looking at? What you looking at, Jocko? How do you guys like the blue light? Do you guys notice it? You guys notice the blue light or nah? Is it better? Is it key to the stream? It may not make much of a difference, to be honest. I don't think it does. Especially with like the studio light. It doesn't really. Sorry if I coughed in your guys' ears. I apologize. Jared, I was saying, Jocko, I was liking sells. Wait, did I say that? I forget. I don't know. I'd really want to wait till 12 to I really like talk about it, make a decision. I mean, I do think we could buy up from here, but we are kind of bullish right now. I can't lie. So we really could buy up. We'll see. I think we might buy up from here into some higher levels. So during London Open, I could possibly see myself. I probably won't taking like a buy into these highs like after a break. I'd want to see some good volume be pushed into the market though. So, but GA, I'm going back to it. I don't know if I take these trades. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. Like if I were to enter in off here, I don't think it's worth it, only because yes, we have some imbalance, we have some liquidity, but because we left this zone untapped, I know there's a possibility that price could come into this zone, so I would have a pretty fucking big stop. Which again, like I could still run for a fucking fat RR, which is like a 5R, but I don't know. Like I said, I would have wanted to see a break of this high, preferably. Because again, like, yes, price is overall bullish. I know we kind of like, it looks bearish, but again, you got to play it to the left. And what I mean by that is price clearly was making lows here. We made a new low, started ranging, wasn't doing anything. We made a new high, right? Price is bullish. We come down. We haven't broke any major lows, actually. Yeah, because this would be the low that led to this break of structure. Okay, this low down here. We haven't broken it. We're in here. We haven't broken it. We're wicking it. We're making new structure. We come down, wick it. Now, no breaks to structure, no breaks to the downside. That tells me price is still within that bullish range. We're just in a pullback phase still, and we haven't broken out. Ideally, I would have liked to see a break of this high, but once I saw that price internally started making bullish structure, that's when I set my limits. But again, like, I don't know if I want to take a shot on this if price were to come into here, but we'll see. We'll see if I shoot later today. Bear shoes would start off for a so far looking for ourselves. But it's, yeah. US30 is wild. I don't know. US30 is crazy, Dave. You're a monster. You're absolute beast, man. Especially for trading right now. But I don't know. Like, I've been seeing that move pretty good. Like, US30 and NASDAQ moving decently well during London. But of course, I mean, during New York is a whole different story. Not too sure if I want to shoot. I do want to. I mean, just look at how fucking beautiful this is, man. 4 hours, swept all these lows. We took liquidity. We have the liquidity to push up here. Quite possibly, if I got a pullback into here, I would take this trade and just set stops at this low and take the hit on RR. Because yes, I could do this, but nah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's why, like, sometimes I don't like streaming because I just need to sit here and just fucking think. Especially in like situations like this where it's like, yes, like structure's clear somewhat. It could be better, but what's throwing me off really is just this area of supply. That area of supply may not really mean shit, but it could. You know, it could be the flip. But I don't know. Again, we have some time to play out. I don't even know if we have news. What the fuck? Another bank holiday? That's fucked for GBP. I don't even know if I want to trade it anymore. I honestly do still think there's some pretty solid movement. Yeah, it's a bank holiday. But we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I just don't trade it. Could be the recent price fucking shits on me, I guess. I don't know. Easter Monday, yep. I figured it was for Easter, but that shit's fucked. Totally didn't realize that. We'll see how it moves tonight. We'll see how GA moves tonight. And then we'll kind of play it off that. But again, like either way, Euro USD, I'm looking for sells. Like if I get a break this low, I could be getting in sells. I don't want to jinx it, but I know what's gonna happen is the price is gonna come into this demand and then come back, which is kind of gonna throw things off. Because my thing is like, yes, we're creating bearish structure here. Like once we break this low, because technically we broke this high, right? Or I'm considering this a pullback. It would just make things a little less probable. It was slow. Slow on Friday too. Damn. So you're saying it's probably gonna be slow today, huh? That sucks, dick. Appreciate y'all being here. You guys in any trades like as of right now? Active trades? No active trades. Again, a lot of my streams, guys, ask me questions. Come in here, chill. If you guys are trading, I'll be trading. And, you know, because again, like I barely take any trades, man. Not that it's a bad thing. Gold, I'll check gold. Because when I'm in a trade, usually it's a fucking banger, so I assume gold buys, right? Damn, gold just flying, man. I think I talked about this last week. Gold was bearish here. Someone asked me about gold, whatever my opinion. Yes, we were bearish, but I literally said like gold just another type of like gold. You don't take. How can I say this? Gold is a beast, man. Like you just can't treat gold like you treat GJ. And if you guys don't know that by now, I don't know, I'll tell you. I know most of you guys know that, but gold is just a beast of a pair. Not necessarily in a good way or bad, but it's just definitely something to treat differently. Almost like, I don't want to say treat it like NASDAQ because it's not an indice, but it's as volatile. I mean, there's as much volume as well. It's just a very, very, very crazy pair. So just pumping right now though. If you got into that, props. But again, I'm gonna wait for these euro sells. Could get fucked. I don't think we will. I think we'll run a fucking banger, to be honest with you. You guys, I'm gonna set a fat fucking stop loss. Why? Because last week, oh my, I think I already went over it with you guys. Where is it? This was last week, man. Look at that shit. And I had a little bigger of a stop loss than what it shows right here, but it, kid you not, wicked me out fucking barely, man. And I usually have a bigger stop loss. It still was bigger, but I was like, wow. So coming into that wasn't last week, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So kind of gonna play it a little bit bigger just in case. Don't want to get fucked over, but gold makes me trade emotional. Yeah. Yeah, gold. I just stay away from gold. That's my thing. Just don't go anywhere near it. You know, I'd say I want price to come down into here because obviously I think I might take it, but I also like am wanting it to just make it this high because I feel like it'd be a little bit more valid. I know gold's going crazy right now. Gold's going crazy. See, I'm contemplating this right here because again, I like to put my stop loss at the leg low, which would be this one. I think I'd be willing to do that because we are in a new leg here. Yes, I said I would put it down here, and that was only because I was being cautious of the fact that we didn't fully pull into this area of demand. But we swept a pretty major low here, and we're trading within this new leg. So realistically, I think it would be worth it to really take a little bit more of a smaller stop loss. I mean, it's a 1 to 9 versus a fucking 1 to 5. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna hit that full 1 to 9. I may pull out early, but yeah. So again, this is what I'm watching right now. This is what I'm watching. GJ's chopped until we have some movement, which we'll see if we have any later in the week. I don't know how much news we have. Tuesday, we no news. What the fuck? Wednesday, wow. Wednesday's fucked. Oh my god. I don't even know if I trade Wednesday. Damn, April's. I did not realize how fucked April was for trading. Wow. It's gonna be a fucked week for trading, guys, but I'll still probably be live being here if you guys want to hop in, join up. So again, we still might see some pretty good opportunity, and if that's the case, we're going to take it. We will fucking take it. I'll hop into some trades. How many of you guys trade futures? I know last time I did a poll, but again, it may not be all of you. That eat more FOREX than anything. Oh my god. I have a gold is nuts, Dave. I don't want to say I have an announcement, but I was gonna make a bet with you guys, but it'd be unfair as fuck. One thing about the 15-30 minute is like waiting, man. Like you really gotta wait an entire 15 minutes for that candle closure. Especially where we're at right now. Price still needs to break. Structure still needs to come back up. Like sucks. So my sleep schedule's so fucked up. Be up to like 4 in the morning because I need to make sure that I can set a limit. Once I set that limit, then I can go to sleep. And then it's like, but if there's news, which I don't think there was, I think it was just bank holidays, right? Yeah. If there was news, then I'd have to count for that, set alarms, making sure that I'm not gonna get fucking shit on by news. Stop loss is your nemesis. You can't get stopped out if you don't have a stop loss. Remember that? Nah, but stop loss is key, man. Like, I don't know. A lot of people call it trading gambling, and I guess how depending on how you trade, it can be. But I don't know. Like, if I had like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, I honestly would fucking just be full porting like US 30 on a random Monday. I mean, why not? Like if I had money to blow like that, I don't give a fuck. At that point, I probably wouldn't be trading. What am I saying? I'd be on a yacht. Be on a yacht somewhere. I appreciate you guys hopping in here though. So you guys voted 55% yes. That means some of you guys said no. Damn. So some of you guys couldn't see yourself not taking a trade for a week. That's crazy. That's pretty fucking crazy. Again, like I can see how it can be a struggle for some people because like it used to be a struggle for me. I couldn't go a day without taking a trade. Like I remember my girl told me like a month ago. I was like talking about hey, this girl was with me like from the beginning, like from the jump, like when I was taking multiple trades a day, didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then like she sees me now and it's just like, she's even seen the difference. But again, like everyone goes through it. But I think every trader should be able to go a week without taking a trade. Honestly, I genuinely believe that. If you can't, something's not right. Something's not right. But again, like it also could be a good data point for me because like now going forward, like I need to keep this in a journal, which I do, like a trading journal. That in April I went a whole week without taking a trade. I had one opportunity, took off without me. Why? Because that could be good data for the future for next April. April I noticed had a lot more news that month. Was it just 2025? Was it every year? Is it yearly type thing? Is April always kind of fucked? What is it? Because I've noticed the markets were a little bit more chopped this month. March. I think March was fucking killer. I thought March was the start to a fucking amazing Q2 and Q3. Right, but that wasn't the case. So, or I can't say that because again, after April could be absolutely amazing, but April was not as good as I intended it to be. But that's trading. That's trading. But again, like the reason I go back to data so much is because like going forward, like if I continue to have no trade weeks, then that can lead to an issue. I'm not saying right away it'll be an issue. Maybe if there was another no trade week throughout the year, that'd be an issue, but or that wouldn't be an issue. But when it gets to 4 or 5, that starts to be an issue. That's where either the market isn't showing, maybe it's just my setup just doesn't work anymore. There are cases like that. That can happen. That's why every year is a new year. Like, yes, you can base it off old data, and you should, but you still need to have an open mind for new data because you don't know what trends are in the market that are going to change. I've noticed that price recently. So, like, let's say you're waiting for a break of a structure. Okay. I couldn't find an example. There's a high here. You're waiting for a break here. Most people, including me, you need to see a full body closure. I mean, you need to see a full body candle break this last high. But recently, in the last couple months, I've been noticing even when these highs are being wicked, which in some cases people would look at that as a liquidation, even when they're being wicked, sometimes those are being treated as a break of structure, especially when it's already following structure. So if you're already expecting price to continue bullish and you start expecting breaks of structure, but it's only wicking these highs, a lot of time price is going to continue to treat that as a break of structure. I've noticed that this year, where last year I didn't see that a lot, right? But again, data, keeping my mind open. So it's just me like trying to make myself an example for why you guys should be doing the same exact thing. You guys should be replicating it. I tell my mentorship that all the time. It's like data, data, data. That's the only thing. I'm not gonna say that's the only thing I tell them, but if you ask any single one of them from it, they already know. They already know. Data is key. And this is why, like, if you have a problem with like switching your trading up too much, like switching strategy setups up too much, you're honestly just I don't want to say you're shooting the bed, because like maybe you have a genuine reason for switching up, like especially when you're early on in your journey, right? You can kind of go back and forth, find your bread and butter, but you need to find a setup that fits your personality, fits your lifestyle, and you need to trade it for 2 to 3 years and get solid data. Because every time you reset your setup, like a strategy, let's say you go a year trading support and resistance, you do okay, you have your ups and downs, you're not doing the best, you want to switch up. That's fine, switch up. You have some general idea of the markets and how they work. Maybe you have some general idea of price action, but now you want to trade supply and demand. Now you're basically restarting yourself. You need to get from there on more years of data to actually be able to, I'd say, have a good system, right? Because again, you can't just build a system off bullshit. You have to have data, and that's where like mentors can come in, because what you're really paying for with a mentorship is to get the data that mentor has been taking for the last couple years and be able to receive it within a way shorter amount of time, right? Like, that's really all it is. Like, I'm just telling you stuff and giving you stuff that I've been working on and been tracking for the last couple years, right? That's really all a mentorship is. But again, like I just wanted to have that a rant because it just goes to show that that's what you guys need. Like every mentor you look up towards has been trading their system for years. That should be enough fucking evidence in itself to tell you like you need to find one system, lock in. If it really, really isn't working, and at the end of the day, a lot of like if someone else is using it and making it work, and if you see it actively working or like actively like hitting TPs, and seeing it play out in the markets with your own eyes, that means it probably can work. You just have to make it work. And that just comes down to like making sure your risk management's in check, understanding, maybe it could be different things, like you're going to learn different things throughout your setup. But again, like if you see your system playing out, if you see other people using it and working and making it work, you can make it work, right? You may go 2 years losing, but that's kind of what it takes. If you can't see it through, then it's not meant for you. I'm sorry. If you can't see the vision, then because again, like this is like my 4th year trading. I went like 2 years struggling, 2 3 years struggling, 2.5 years, something like that, and just like getting absolutely fucking shit on. I mean, the first year was like kind of like barely learning things, like not really having a system. Then kind of started trading supply and demand. Still really didn't have a system, but I had an idea of a system. Kind of followed this somewhat of like a mental system, I guess you could say. Oh, for the short, I'm not shorting yet, but reason for the short gone is, or the idea behind it is, price just made this new high, and if you, what for me at least, not for me, but price usually tends to pull back, right? Again, like you should know, price moves in waves, so you kind of always have like this type of structure, you know that. So that's the idea here, is if price comes down, makes structure down, like makes bearish structure down here. So if we break this low, which I find a significant low because we did break this high here, we had a nice, not a nice little pullback, but we had a minor pullback, broke this high. So if we break this low, I would look to possibly short it if I had all the right confluences into these lower levels, which would just be like the equilibrium of this leg, right? So I'd short all the way down into here, which again, also some more like to add on to my conviction, seeing that there's imbalance down here and a demand also tells me that price is more likely to attract down into these areas. So that's kind of the idea for sells. Again, it's a waiting game, so I'm kind of gonna give it some time. I need to see a break here. There's a chance that price does just push up, fill in this imbalance, hit this supply, sells off. If I don't get a setup, I don't get a setup. It is what it is, right? But again, the idea is waiting for a break, pull back into here, and then we're shorting into discount pricing, which from there, price can do what it wants. Again, price can come into here and buy back up and continue the overall 4-hour trend, or price can just continue to dump and start to fulfill or start to facilitate the higher time frame pullback, right? Because there's always a pullback on a time, not always, but as you can see, the weekly is expecting to pull back as well. Why? Because same thing as the 4-hour, we broke a high. This is just on a very high level. Okay, it's a very high time frame, but everything aligns. Looking for a pullback here, but obviously we can't expect that yet because we don't have confirmation on the lower time frames. That confirmation would come from the 4-hour or the daily time frame breaking a low. So realistically, if price were to sell off from here and we were to capitalize on this, I would take out in discount areas, and then I would wait for price to make a new low like this, and then just do the opposite. Look for, pullbacks into this area and sells. So hope that made sense, but that's just kind of my way of looking at it. Same with like GA. Actually, no, GA is a little bit different. Yeah, GA is a little bit different. But I actually can use GA as an example because, like, if you go back to Euro, like I said, in order for the weekly time frame to be facilitating that pullback, I need to see a 4-hour break of a low. So I would need to see this 4-hour low be broken, because in cases like this where GA is expecting a pullback on the weekly time frame as well, the 4-hour has not yet broken a major low, which would be like this low. We haven't broken that low yet. We're still kind of trending within this bullish trend. We're still somewhat making bullish structure on the lower time frames. And I'm going to obviously trade with that. I'm going to trade with that bullish structure in alignment with the 4-hour until price tells me otherwise, because price still has a still could go up, right? And I could capitalize on that entire move, or it could just go down, and then from there I capitalize on pullbacks, and then so on and so on. But yeah, again, it's just understanding when price needs to, it's not even understanding that, it's just understanding price action. And when I see something that aligns with the overall higher time frame, which is pullbacks and continuations, shooting 100% shooting. But it's definitely a waiting game, because most of my entries are on the 15-minute and 30-minute. So because of that, I mean, again, like I set limits, and I just really do what I want. I just set a limit and walk away. I'll set a limit, go to sleep usually, and that will probably occur tonight if I see the right movement on Euro USD. But we'll see. We'll see. London Open. I didn't even realize. I'm gonna see what Jared did. Jared sold off. Kind of had an idea. I know I said it was gonna sell. It still could. Right? I would want to see a break of this high. But the initial reaction was a little bearish. But if we stay within this move here, this leg, I could see price potentially go. What about you, Jocko? What are you thinking? Jocko, you seem to be doing really good on Jer. I'm not a Jer guy. But GJ still seems to be moving somewhat well for being a bank holiday. But again, we'll kind of see once price runs into other sessions later today. But appreciate everyone in here. You guys should drop a like, man. There's 24 of you guys in here. I should see a couple likes. Be very much appreciated. Appreciate y'all. No volume moves weird. Yeah. I was expecting a bigger push. A way bigger push. So if we're looking at the 5 minutes. Wait, what the fuck? It's not even loading for me. Is it because it's a bank holiday? It is. Fuckers. I don't even know why I'm looking at that shit. Oh my god. My dog is yapping up a storm downstairs. Bang, bang. What do you guys want to see on the streams? I don't think Luca has. I don't know. I feel like Luca's asked you that. He's had to. But what do you guys want to see on the streams? You guys want to see like IRL streams, like me walking around fucking San Diego and shit? I don't know. I've thought about doing that with my homies, but we'll get 5 viewers. Nah. I feel like if I talked about it a little bit, I'd get a little bit more viewers, but we're always on a mission. So, but like, I don't know. What do you guys want to see on the streams? I know definitely want to do more like giveaways. Like, give it a month. There's something coming out. Give it a month. Trust me. Trust in my word. Give it a month, and I guarantee you there's going to be a lot more giveaways. You guys will see why in the very near future. But again, like, it'll be, everyone in here will be blessed. Everybody in here will be fucking blessed. What's up, Juice? How we doing? How we doing, Juice? You take any trades today? I mean, I'll see you tomorrow too. You gonna be in call? I'll be there at 10. I'll be in the meeting at 10. We all good in the hood? Yes, sir. Of course we're good. We're always good. We weren't good last week taking no trade. I'm kidding. Again, these hero trades, this hero trade may not happen. May not. Gonna give it time, but you guys know I already post, and you guys don't know, I post all my trades down into this educator section. Okay, if you go down educators, there's a couple people that are usually kind of updating it. Some people sometimes don't send their stuff, sometimes they do. I'm usually quite active in there. Same with Salva, of course. But feel free to check that out, because I'll be posting probably later tonight, because I know your USD will probably give me a move. I took a trade on GA, stop me out, and I'm gonna, that sucks. Yeah, I'm sorry. GA wasn't nice to me the other day. I mean, last week, so I feel your pain. But yeah, be there in the morning. We'll kind of go over what I'm looking at for the week, and then we'll kind of break some other things down. Yep. Again, come into, this is for everyone watching the live and like who is also in the mentorship. Come in with questions. Like, this is where you guys should be spitting fucking any question you have about trading. You guys have access to this, especially mentors. Mentorees. You guys have access to someone who can answer basically any of your questions. Slow night, guys. But I think I'm gonna end it there. Again, I appreciate the 20 viewers. You guys are fucking awesome, man. Awesome. But again, follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting when I'm live quite often. So I'll be live this whole week, I'd say. Maybe 4 or 5 days. We'll see. But big things coming. So keep joining the streams because you guys don't want to miss out when I announce something. But again, more giveaways coming. Appreciate all of you guys joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So peace out. Good luck in the markets today. Again, remember GBP holiday.